So, I want to do a review of a Babylon 5 episode in the Sky Full of Stars. It's a season 1 episode. So, the episode opens with a security guard, okay, by the name of Benson. He gets grabbed by two guys. They throw him up against a wall, start roughing him up a little bit, and they tell him some mob boss wants his money. Some thug wants his money. You know, you owe him these credits. You got this, and that amount of time to get him his cash, okay? Then the next scene goes to Benson having a conversation with Commander Sinclair and Garibaldi. And they're telling him, hey, we're hearing rumors, man, that, you gambling too much and you're going past the gambling limit. So apparently there's a limit, okay? I don't know if this is just for security or if this affects um the entire support staff at the station, okay? But apparently they have a 50 credit limit. And I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know how they get paid in Babylon 5. I don't know if they get paid every week or every 2 weeks. I never caught it in the episode, okay? So I don't know if that's a 50 credit limit for every 2 weeks or just 1 week. But anyways, he's like, no, I'm not going over the limit. I don't know what you're talking about. So they take him off. They take him off duty. Okay, they take him off duty pending a further investigation. All right. So we have two guys who come aboard the station. All right, two humans. Okay, you find out that one guy is Night One and Night Two. Okay, one of the guys is actually played by the actor who played Khan's son in The Wrath of Khan. Okay, I think Night Two. Now, apparently they're here to investigate Mr. Sinclair, Commander Sinclair. So they have a brief conversation with Benson. He's like, oh, I got you this power cell. So apparently these power cells, they will trigger the station security systems if you bring them on the station. And then you have to ask, then security is going to ask you a bunch of questions as to what are you doing with this power cell, what it's for, blah, blah, blah. These guys didn't want questions. They just want to come on the station as quietly as possible and not draw any attention. Okay. So Benson gets him the power cell. They give him a ton of money. Then he asks for his transfer. Okay. They say, yeah. Well, get out. Get lost. Well, we'll talk to you later. Bye, fool. Okay. So they basically kidnapped Commander Sinclair. They take him to a little room someplace, a little hole in the wall. And they start probing his mind. Okay. And they have this interesting technology that allows a person to go into another person's brain or their thoughts or whatever. Okay. And what they want to know about is the battle of the line. Okay. See, Sinclair led a squad of fighters, and he was taken aboard a Minbari ship, but he has no memory, okay, of what happened. He remembers being on the ship a little bit, and that's it. It blacks out. There are some people in Earth Force who believe that Sinclair is in fact a traitor. Okay, he's a Minbari spy and being used by the Minbari. Okay. Now the interesting thing is, it actually is a valid concern. Okay, it's actually a valid concern. These dudes just go about it the wrong way. Okay. They consider that Commander Sinclair is actually a willful spy, and that's what they're here to investigate. Basically, in this episode, there are hints that there's a lot of things going on at Earth Force, that there are people who, in the government who have some issues with alien involvement on Earth and stuff. And so they're trying to go out there and find turncoats and all that good stuff. Now, at some point, they notice that Commander Sinclair has not turned up. Okay, he has not turned up. He's missing, so they start looking for him. So these two guys, Night One and Night Two, know that they have a limited amount of time. So they start getting a little more aggressive with Commander Sinclair. Now, the interesting thing with this technology is that while you're linked to another person's mind, you can feel pain. So I guess they can attack you. You can attack them. Commander Sinclair punches this dude and realizes that this guy can feel pain. It actually seems like it knocks Knight One, I believe. It actually knocks him out of the it knocks him out of the little vision thing. The little thing it knocks him out of his mind. Okay. So by this point, they're really looking they're really looking for Commander Sinclair. They're doing like a whole station-wide search. They even looking outside the ship to see if he got killed, and his body is floating out there because the space station, sorry, not ship, space station creates its own artificial gravity, and because of that, bodies will float around the space station for a while. So they even go get Benson. Um, One of the security guards gets Benson to help in the search. And Garibaldi goes into Benson's bank account and notices that he has a large amount of credits deposited in his bank account. He's like, wait a minute, what the heck? Where'd this dude get all his money from? Nah, man. So Benson, at this point, starts getting scared. Okay, they promised him a transfer, and he has enough sense to realize that they're going to suspect that he has something to do with it. Okay, so he's scared. He doesn't want them to know he's involved with it. So he goes back to these guys and he starts talking to them. Hey man, you gotta give me my transfer. You gotta get me out of here, dog. And they shoot Benson and toss his body outside. And outside, they toss him out the side of the ship. And security finds his body floating around the space station. Now, the thing is, though, they're able to pinpoint basically where Benson was at before he was killed. And that gives them a general idea of where to narrow the search down. Okay. So eventually they locate Commander Sinclair and they're able to save him. Okay. Um, Knight 2 gets killed. He gets shot by Commander Sinclair, I believe. Knight 1, Commander Sinclair at this point has realized that he can cause him pain, and he does. He actually attacks him, knocks him out of his mind. Commander Sinclair wakes up and actually attacks him while he's in the machine and causes some type of damage to his mind when he loses his memories. Anyway, but the interesting thing is, before any of that takes place, they're able to go into his mind and get over the blocks that the Minbari put in there. So he actually finds out that the Grey Council, when he was taken aboard the ship, he was interrogated by the Grey Council. Okay, so he gets a little more information. He actually finds out that Delenn is a member of the Grey Council because he clearly saw her face. Okay, and at the end of the episode, she asks him if he remembers anything, and he's like, "Oh no, 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 I don't remember anything." And you find out that Delenn is spying on him, and that if he remembers anything, she's told she has to kill him. Okay, so this is a pretty good episode, man. And I think, in my opinion, this is one of the episodes where the action really ratchets up a notch. Okay, a lot of people said about the first season of Babylon 5 isn't that good, but I disagree. I feel like season 1 had a couple of bangers. I feel like this is one of the really good episodes, and I feel like this is the episode where you really see the show really, the writing and the action and drama start to get turned up a notch. Okay. I think this is pretty much a good episode. Um, I love the technology that allows you to go into another person's brain that these two guys are using. That's interesting technology. Okay. I like the fact that you find out that there's a lot more to Delenn than you really know. There's more to Commander Sinclair than you really know. So for me, basically, this is a pretty good episode, man. Um, I would say, yeah, this is one of my favorite episodes in season 1. You had a lot of good character development for Commander Sinclair, You had some character development from for Delenn. You found out a little bit more about her. You had also a little bit of character development for Dr. Franklin. Okay. Because there's actually one scene where he's examining Delenn. He's trying to get a better understanding of Minbari biology, which is cool. But he does tell her that he did do a lot of sightseeing. Apparently, he hitchhiked on different ships because he wanted to go out and see the galaxy. And he gained a little medical knowledge by doing that. So that's pretty good because they actually tell you a little bit more about his backstory. Now, I love this episode, but there's a few things that I have some issues with in this episode. Okay, first of all, character of Benson. They take when they give him his money. They pay him off for getting them the power cell and helping them get aboard the station. I guess I don't believe it was ever stated in the episode, but I assume that he helped them get fake IDs and get past security. But basically, he told them how to get past the station security. Okay. So, anyways, he helped them out. So they paid him off. Now, the crazy thing is, okay, when they give him all his money, he takes it and sticks it directly into his bank account, in which you would think that'd be some kind of dead giveaway because apparently Garibaldi has the authority to go into anybody's account whenever he feels like it. Um, so they lied to him and told him they were going to give him a transfer. Now, honestly, it seems to me like you would need to give him this transfer to get him off of there, to get him away from the station, because a huge influx of cash going into this dude's bank account when he's had gambling problems might be a dead giveaway that something is going on. Okay, and if you kill this dude, he goes missing. Now they start looking for him, which, of course, was an issue in the episode. When he kills Benson, first thing they do is, where was the last place that he was at? Because they went there and they tracked down his last known location. That's a dead giveaway as to where you're at. So it was stupid of these guys who seem to be so intelligent that they would not get this guy a transfer. Okay, if you got all this power back home and all these connections, it seemed like you would have given this guy a transfer, or you would have said, "All right, look, dog, here's what we're gonna do. You get out of here on the first ship possible. We're gonna give you this money. Here goes some more money. You go to this location, then you kill him at a different location. At least he's off the station. He's off the station. He can't talk to anybody. Okay." They're not saying, "Oh, where was the last place he was killed?" He gets killed off the station. It doesn't matter because that doesn't help them pinpoint anything. So these guys who seem to be very intelligent seem to be very dumb in that instance. Also, I'm curious about now. Garibaldi goes into Benson's account. I mean, how does that work, dude? Like, can he do that to any personnel on the station? He can just go in there and see how much money you got. Because I don't know if it's ever stated in the show or not whether these dudes have their own private bank accounts, or since they work for Earth Force, do they have a bank account that's sort of like a checking account or banking account that's run by the station, and they can go in there and look how much money you got anytime they want? I don't know, man. Just seemed to me like it'd be some type of law or rules against that. So I don't know about that. Okay. Also, another issue that bothers me with Babylon 5, or at least the first season, you had so much cool technology that showed up in this first season that you never see again. Either you don't see it ever again, or you might just see it once or briefly. Okay, this technology where they can go inside a person's mind and be looking through their memories, dude, that's actually kind of cool. I actually like that technology. Okay, okay. Um, I don't believe this technology ever showed up again. Okay, and at the very least, even if Earth Force took that technology, you would think Commander Sinclair would say, "Hey, look, let's get some people in here before we turn this technology over to Earth Force or the government or whatever. Sorry, before they turn this technology over to the government, man, let's go here and see how it works and see if we can build our own version of this or something. Okay. Yeah. You really think that this technology would be useful later on, even if it's experimental technology? Look, dog, we're going to take this apart. We're going to study it so we can secretly make our own version of it. I don't think this technology ever turned up again. You would think it would be very useful. Okay. Like I said, that's a couple of different types of technology in this first season that don't show up again. All right. Another thing that kind of got on my nerves, okay, and this is maybe just a pet peeve of mine. Dr. Franklin, all right. Delenn asked him what he did with the war during the war, and I guess he mentions that the government wanted his medical research because they want to make a biological weapon to use against the Minbari. But I wouldn't let them do it. I'm not going to let my research be used like that. You do realize, dude, that the Minbari at this point are trying to wipe out your entire species. Like, basically, okay, yes, you killed their leader, Dukat, but they've killed at this point, like, just probably hundreds of thousands of people, maybe millions of people. I don't remember if they ever gave a full exact number, but they've killed a lot of people at this point. Okay, and to the point where people are scared that the whole human species is going to be wiped out. What do you talk? Dude, how do you get on your high horse talking about, oh, I'm not going to let them use my research? So if they wipe out my species, so what? I'm sorry. That sounds stupid to me when he said that. And it's like I said, that might be my pet peeve. If somebody's going to wipe out your species, dude, I'm sorry. Certain types of fairness to me at this point kind of have to go out the window. Okay. Because honestly, if you think about it, I honestly feel like the Minbari, to some extent, like their response was a little out of whack. Okay, if you just like you wiped out a species to the point where people are worried that they're gonna go extinct. Okay, dude, it's kind of like, all right, dog, we didn't did enough. Let's slow down here. Let's go talk to these dudes. All right, y'all need to stop this. Don't ever do this again, or we're gonna get you next time. I feel, it's like, come on, dude. They're about to wipe out your entire species. Talking about, I'm not gonna let them use my notes. You're crazy, buddy. Yeah, nah. To me, I said that was a pet peeve of mine. I'm glad they gave that little backstory for Dr. Franklin, but he sounded like an idiot to me when he said that, man. I know some people had an issue with this episode because they said basically it answers some questions, but it raises more questions than it answers, and that was fine. you know, if this was like the fifth or sixth season, and they're still raising more questions without giving answers, then I would have a problem. This is the first season, man. Of course, they're not going to explain everything that fast. So when I first watched this episode, man, I was like, okay, this is kind of cool, and this is kind of mysterious. Like, what's going on with Delenn? What's going on with Sinclair? No, I'm glad they didn't answer everything. I'm glad they raised more questions. That's what you need in the first or second season. You don't need to answer everything right away. Okay. I think they did a very good job with this episode. Um, I also like the fact that Babylon 5 doesn't shy away from the fact that people still have issues even in the future. Like, I love the fact that Mr. Benson has a gambling problem. Um, Star Trek Next Generation touched on that with Mr. Barkley, okay, being addicted to the holodeck rooms. Okay, and that's one of I love all those episodes with him. Okay, but most of the characters didn't have that problem. That was like few and far between in Star Trek, for the human characters at least. I like the Babylon 5 doesn't say, hey, technology is going to solve all our problems. There's a lot of people who seem to think that technology is either the cause or solution of all the problems of human beings. I've never believed that. Okay, I argue with people all the time over that. Okay, technology does not cause problems in human society. Okay, most of these problems that we've had, they've been here for centuries before all this advanced technology, and I don't believe that technology is also the solution to those problems. Okay, So that's one thing I love about Babylon 5. Okay. That basically Babylon 5 says, hey, in the future, we'll have technology. We'll be able to do things that we couldn't do centuries ago, but we're still going to have problems. Okay. We're still going to have problems and issues because technology is not the solution, the origin or solution to those problems. And like I said, I like that he had a gambling problem. And actually, I'm actually a little sorry that Benson got killed. Okay. I actually would have liked for them to actually maybe have something where, I don't know, maybe